Okay, so we have another headline from MSNBC. We have Carrie Lake's cruel co-op about Paul Pelosi shows how she's refining Trumpism. Oh, Trumpism. That's an MSNBC and CNN talking point in which we do not mess with these talking points, okay? Let's dig into the article. Lake is more controlled and more poised than the average Trump poll. That makes her more dangerous. Oh, this person, they believe in election integrity. They're dangerous. Oh my God, this is just so stupid. So, it's an incentive profile in the Washington Post. Rudy Kramer observed that the people often describe Arizona Republican gubernatorial candidate Carrie Lake as Donald Trump in heels, but that she's better understood as Trump with the media training and polish. Kramer is right. Lake is refining Trumpism, and a recent co-op about political violence shows how. Okay, first of all, okay, we're going to stop you right there. We're going to stop you right there, MSNBC. So, according to the national statistics for the election of 2022, the midterms, right? We look at Arizona, and Carrie Lake is only losing by 8,000 votes. That's less than 10,000. If they do a recount, they're more likely to find that something went wrong in either direction, because recounts typically shift the election by 20 to 30,000 votes, so you're within the margin of error for millions and millions of votes. So if Carrie Lake is right about the election, as what she says, I will not repeat what she says because I don't want to get myself banned, but if she is right about what she thinks, then she's going to most likely win. All we need to do is do a re-election. If you don't want to do a re-election, not re-election, recount, then you're good, okay? If you just don't deny it, okay? Do the recount, okay, because you're 8,000 votes off from winning. Do the recount. And once we find out that you win or the other person wins, at least we did the recount so we know what's actually happening. In Arizona, you took so long to count that nobody trusts the results now because the other person won by only 8,000 points, 8,000 votes. That's very, very, very small. So, reading on, asked at the campaign stop on Monday whether she'd increase school safety, Lake noted how the last state budget devoted about $50 million to increasing school safety, including spending armed officers to school. Along the way, she usually casually sprinkled in a joke making fun of home intruder's hammer attack on Nancy Pelosi's 82-year-old husband in San Francisco. Here's the quote now. It is impossible to protect our kids are at school. They act like it is. Nancy Pelosi, well, she's got protection when she's in D.C. Apparently, her house doesn't have a lot of protection, Lake said, setting off hearty laughter from the crowd. Well, yeah, duh, it's a joke. See, the thing is that we should have security at schools. So, yeah, we agree with that part. But we also agree with the second part. Why didn't Nancy Pelosi have security at her house? What, just because she makes a joke? You're canceled. You're canceled. You made a joke. Like, come on, have a light heart. Like, she just made a joke. Here's the video now.
It is not impossible to protect our kids at school. They act like it is. Nancy Pelosi, well, she's got protection when she's in D.C. Apparently her house doesn't have a lot of protection. But if our lawmakers have protection, if our lawmakers can have protection, if our politicians can have protection, if our athletes, then certainly the most important people in our lives, our children, should have protection.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. She's just a really good speaker. I agree with her. So, after pausing to let the laughter sink in, she continued, if our lawmakers can have protection, our politicians can have protection, if our athletes, then certainly the most people in our lives, our children, should have protection. Well, yeah, that's what we just heard. Lake is trafficking in Trumpism, making it sleeker. She cited an actual statistic about budget size, illustrating a decidedly non-Trumpism familiarity with how policy works. She made a coherent, even if misleading, case that children should be offered protection if elites are. And along the way, she normalized political violence by making a joke about the attack on Paul Pelosi's household rather than condemning it, with the pose of a late-night talk show host. The only reason why she's talking like a, quote, late-night TV talk show host is because You guys are the ones that politicize the late night TV talk show hosts in the very first place. That's exactly why nobody's watching them, because we can just watch our normal politicians make these same exact jokes, but better because they're actually true. Hey, were you really going to click off this video before leaving a like and subscribing down below? Wow, so rude.